All right, folks, we are back and we are back better than ever. Rob, how are we doing, big fella?
Good. How are yourself, Tom?
Good, man. This is a bit of a change of pace for us. We're back tonight.
Yeah, we're going back to how we originally started.
Yeah, we're back tonight. It's kind of odd, to be honest with you. I'm a bit tired.
Yeah, no. To be honest with you, I like the day more, and I liked having the garage door open. I see you got a fire going. It's fire season already. Yeah, but it's just kind of weird doing this with the garage closed and it's pitch black outside.
Right. Yep. Garage is pitch dark. I'm just sitting in here with the light.
Right.
Was cleaning up the garage earlier, so I decided to start a fire. Figured we'd have a nice little, ambiance for the recap.
Yep.
That being said, Rob, we are officially done with the 2020 season. 20, God, I did it again.
You keep on doing that. Yeah, 2022 season. We're not, you must be still stuck in the COVID era, but yeah, no, I don't know. Wednesday was kind of handing out the awards. It was kind of like bittersweet at the end, right? Because that was it, man. Gave out the last trophy and done for the season. So, but
yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but there was a little bit of relief on the way into work. I had at least.
Oh yeah, well, you're going to work. Well, I still had to be there. No, I'm just joking around. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah, the season being over,
yeah.
It was definitely a good feeling, but then the next day / like CGT week hit, and I'm like, okay, well, now I'm kind of bored. Now I'm sad.
Right. I did it. Yeah. Like I had like sitting in front of my computer, not having anything to do for it. It was kind of like, what the hell? But yeah, it was, yeah, like you said, it was nice and a relief to have all 3 championships done. Cause you want everything to go smoothly and you don't want you don't want any hiccups or anything like that. And it seemed like, for the most part, I mean, we had a frost delay on Saturday, but we couldn't help that. And it wasn't that bad actually. So, but yeah, it was a little sad. Now I'm sad because it's like,
right.
You got a fire going. It's getting to be really cold, even though I do like the cold. And,
right.
Golf is pretty much going to be moved indoors in the next like week or so. So,
yeah. I mean, it's not crazy cold out. It's definitely like today was nice, working outside, not sweating, but
yeah,
to your point. Yeah. Saturday it was cold in the morning. Warmed up pretty quickly, but yeah, no hiccups. Everything. I think all 3 championships went pretty smooth, to be honest.
Yeah, we said it every championship. We lucked out with the weather. It ended up in our favor with all 3 tours, and being this late into October, it was windy on Saturday, but I mean, it's also wide open out there. So
yeah, I mean, the fan was blowing out there on Saturday.
I'll be honest with you. That was the first time seeing that course, and man, that looked beautiful. I thought it was a great track. I mean, I wish I played, but it looked awesome.
Yeah, Prairie Landing is awesome. Going back, like I said, it's similar to Harborside. I don't think I've ever played there, and the wind hasn't been blowing. It's always super windy out there. It's just in a weird spot. It's like in the middle of nowhere, kind of up elevated next to an airport. So it's kind of just wide open for Mother Nature.
Right. I thought that was cool though, watching the planes take off. Yeah. I enjoyed that. That kind of reminded me of being out in Arizona playing, I think it was Falcon Dunes next to the Navy, the Air Force Base. But yeah, that was cool. And then the other part, like how you pointed out, which I didn't know, was those 3 practice holes, that whole side over there. I mean, they had such a great setup, and even the bar inside was cool to sit there and watch. So
yeah, the 3 practice holes is super shady, not really known about, especially for like new people that have played it for the first time.
Yeah,
their practice facility is awesome. Like their putting green and practice green is humongous. And then you have obviously there's 2 full holes, and then I believe a par 3 in between those 3 practice holes. So I mean, realistically, you can go out there, and if like nobody's out there, you could play 9 holes. Practice holes.
Right.
You could do a ton of work out there. Yeah, Prairie Landing's awesome. Super good course. It was in super good shape. Uh, but like I said, the wind was blowing. And I think that made it pretty. It was playing super tough, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, watching them coming in on 18, even though the wind was with them, I mean, you saw a lot of some par five guys getting on in two, but you also saw quite a few guys try to go for it and be short, and kind of get a little trouble. But yeah, that wind was pretty intense out there.
Yeah, I mean, even on the first tee, definitely noticed it on what, 5, I think it is, the par 5, or is that 7? Wind was kind of just in the face. Guys were, the ball was just staying up in the air.
Well, the par 3 on 12, when we watched those guys, it was like hitting a brick wall. What was it, like 212 playing like 230 something, and just every ball just went straight up, type deal thing.
Yeah, it was for sure playing tough. So we knew it was going to be a long day. And, whoever came out on top had to, just have a somewhat steady round, because there was a ton of trouble out there. Obviously, a lot of fescue. We played it lateral, especially because of the wind. I think that was a good choice. I think it could have been a long round. I know it was a long round for some guys, but it could have been bad if we were playing, lost ball. So, yeah, a lot of trouble there, a lot of water. But the course is beautiful, man. It's such a good track. I wish it was closer, because, it'd probably be in my rotation like 3 times out of the year.
Yeah.
But we do have another new champion round, the 2022 West Side Tour champion, and that is Mr. Gary Walker. Congrats, Mr. Walker.
He was caught off guard. He didn't. I don't think he had any clue, which I thought was kind of funny, because he shot even, not even. It was.
Well, let's see. He shot 41 on the front. He had a really good front. Fell apart on the back. Shot 10 over with a triple on 13. So he was definitely maybe a little nervous coming in. Maybe a little.
I think that wind didn't help. I think that picked up a lot after you left, to be honest with you. It got a little dicey out there.
Maybe stamina was an issue. Hey, man, I mean, it was a long day out there.
Yeah, it was.
Just looking at his card, I mean, the front, super, super steady. Only one double on the front. Like I said, shot 5 over on the front for, 41. It's a great front for a 12-7. So the back, like I said, shot 10 over. But hey, it got the job done for, like you said, he shot even net. And it was enough to, hold on and secure the title as 2022 West Side Tour champion.
And there were a few low rounds out there. I think Kellen had a good round. I think he was 82 gross. And he even said it was playing pretty hard. He's a single capper. A guy fired an 80, I think, too, a kid. But yeah, it was, like I said, it was fun watching those guys coming in on 18, because it was a risk reward, going in for the eagle versus the birdie. So that was cool to see.
Right. And we'll go over the top 7 overall winners on the West Side Tour, Rob. Obviously, 1, Gary Walker, champion. 2, Darren Hinkle. 3, Hyder Khan. 4, Willard Luzzo. 5, Ray Satowski. 5, our guy Bill Blomquist. And rounding out the top 7, Stephen Ferguson.
Mm-hmm.
And that's your top 7 overall, Rob. All in all, great day. I mean, it was good to see a lot of faces that we saw last year, especially the Blomquists, the new faces. Darren Hinkle was a great dude. Nick Rasa, Ray Stowski, Tyler, all those dudes. I mean, such a good crew.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's one thing I've kind of noticed, especially because we don't really get to do this a whole lot in terms of, one-day events, is just that in general on all 3 tours, they're just all good dudes. You know what I mean? Each group obviously has, a select, group of buddies, but like you can just tell, guys coming up they're fired up to check in, and they were thanking us for doing what we do, and they're just easy to talk to. Golfers,
Yeah.
it's cool to see, everybody kind of has the same interest, and everybody gets along, and it was just good to see new people and some of the old guys that have been on, or some of the vets that have been on the tour for the last couple of years.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we're all golf sickos, right? So it's pretty cool when we all get together and sit there and talk and hang out, and everybody's easygoing. That's what, like you said, that's the best part about the 3 championships, and meeting new people. Just like Jay Brazier even says, it's a great meeting new guys, right? You get to talk, make friends, stuff like that. So it's really cool to see everybody out there and enjoying it and actually getting into it. And I can't tell you, I think there was like 3 or 4 guys on Saturday said they liked new guys that like getting into it because of getting their competitive juices back, right? So I mean, that's what we're here for.
Oh yeah. Speaking of, Rob, the feedback / surveys have been out.
Yeah.
And they've been great since shooting those out. They've probably been out only maybe 3-4 days.
Yeah, a couple of days. I think we shot them out on Saturday and Sunday.
So if you're listening and you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check your email. Make sure to check out those feedbacks. Get it back to us. Let us know what you thought. A lot of great responses up until this point.
Yeah,
a lot of good stuff. I think, who was I telling? Maybe it was Darren. It's easy for us, Rob. Obviously we both still play in it. You play in the West, I play in the South, but it's easy for you and I to kind of have a blurred vision and an admin kind of perspective, blurred vision. So it's nice to be able to get, additional, insight from the actual player's perspective.
Yeah, for sure.
On how things have gone. That's probably my favorite part about it is, just reading some of these. And I'm like, oh man, I didn't think about it like that, or I never really thought about it that way. Or so it's really good feedback, and it's super important that we get that feedback, and that we lean on you guys. Obviously, it's you guys that have made the tour what it is today. It gets better and better each year because of your guys' feedback. So keep giving it to us. Any suggestions, ideas you guys have, we're super open to them. So with that being said, Rob, I lied to you about taking a break. I went ahead and fired off like 5 emails for the Southside Tour schedule.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't sit still the other night.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm gonna give a teaser out, Rob, in the first podcast, although the season just ended, but just based on everything that's happened over the year, some of the feedbacks, guys I've talked to, this is Southside Tour only, but it's going to be a coming back tour, and I'll leave it at that.
Coming back tour.
The coming back tour.
Okay.
However you want to take that, whether that's proximity or that's courses that we played in the past, but it's the coming back tour, 2023.
All right. You got my, you've piqued my interest.
Yeah. I think you'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
Man, you just couldn't sit still, already firing it out. All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, you and I have had this conversation. It's so hard to get a hold of people.
Right.
Once these guys check out for the year, and I get it, they've had a super long year. They're kind of just fried, and they go on vacation, and usually in Florida, and they step away from the club. Guys aren't golfing, so it's tough to get a hold of these guys, believe it or not. So I figured, while it's still nice out, they're still, they're still at their desk, I might as well throw a couple feelers out. Now, don't get me wrong, like the courses that we've been, our staples. So, for instance, Ravislow, our Masters, like they know we're coming back. That's a big deal. But the new courses that I wanted to interchange, wanted to fire those off. Got all the thank yous out to the courses.
Very nice.
yeah, I wanted to get things wrapped up that way. You and I, which I think we're doing next week, we're going to be for our season end recap, where literally we print out all of their surveys and go through them, and then go through our notes for the year, see what changes are going to be made, what's doable, what's not, schedules, etc. So, right. And I think we're going to do the pod together.
I think so.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to that. Speaking of other golf news, Rob, did you catch any of the Shriners?
I know
it's been a while.
Saturday kicked my ass. Sunday I finished had to finish the deck, and Nolan had a birthday party, so I didn't really get to see end of it. I saw the winner by scrolling through Instagram to see who the PGA Tour posted. I saw Cantlay on Saturday, what he shot, but I didn't really honestly pay any attention to it on Sunday.
Did you see Cantlay on the 18th hole?
After I saw Kim won, I went back and saw on Twitter what he did with the he took a triple bogey on 18, right?
Yeah, he was like in the desert and then went into the water, completely shit the bed.
Yeah.
I didn't catch much of it either, to be honest. Zero of it Thursday, Friday. A little bit of it when I got to work on Saturday, and then a little bit of it Sunday. But yeah, Tom Kim, I mean,
second win, right?
Yeah, I mean, do you think the President's Cup just
lit him up?
Yeah, I mean, put some confidence into him and skyrocketed his ability.
I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure that helps. I mean, but what? He's 20, right?
He's young.
Yeah, 20. Yeah. 2 wins.
Yeah,
because he's up there with what, Tiger, right?
Yeah, Tiger.
Yeah,
I think Tiger was like 20 and 8 months or something, and Tom Kim's like 20 and 3 months.
Yeah, so
the first 2 wins. But yeah, I mean, the kid's electric. Kid's good.
I caught him. What was it, last night? I was watching the Zozo laying in bed, and I saw his swing on the par 3, and it was like, because I think it's raining last night, if I remember. And it was like a one-handed swing, and it was like a Hideki thing, right? Where you take that bad swing, and I think it ended up all right. But no, I do like him. I'm glad he won. I think between the President's Cup, how awesome his reactions were and everything. So it's good to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's guys like him that are going to keep carrying the tour. It's very similar to like kind of Max Homa. Once Max got like his first win, he just went on a tear.
Yeah,
the confidence, especially in golf, confidence will carry you a pretty long way.
Yeah,
it's crazy to think about, but yeah, we're actually recording this on Thursday, so Zozo has already started.
Yep.
We obviously don't have T's picks, although T did send me his picks. We just, we're a little bit late jumping on the recording of this episode, so that by the time you guys hear this, which will be tomorrow, Friday, Zozo is already underway. But Going back, Rob, let's talk overall CGT. How do you think the year went overall, amongst all 3 tours, whether that's from the player side or the admin side? What are your thoughts?
I think it went pretty fast. I can't believe we went through the whole season already. It was crazy. I feel like we just started, right? I felt like we were just at Tinley Golf Show, to be honest with you. But the season went, I think it went good. We had a couple hiccups, but it wasn't anything major. Everything was handled well, and we did what we had to do to keep the integrity of the tour, right? So, but as far as like each tour went, it was good to see new people. It's great to see new guys sign up. It's awesome. The emails throughout the year, or throughout the season, I should say. I like I said, I don't see any major problems. Like the surveys now, like seeing some stuff, seeing some comments, like about to change some things. A lot of that made sense. Obviously we'll try to work to make it better. But as far as and then the championship days, how they went, I think the excitement was there. I love seeing that. I thought that was great. But as far as like overall, I thought this season went smoother than last season. To be honest with you, I think we learned from last season for the 2023 season and 2022 season. So next year, hopefully whatever hiccups we had this year, we'll iron those out for next year. So
Yeah,
I think it went pretty good.
I agree. I think from an admin standpoint, I think this was obviously our most smooth year.
Yeah.
And honestly, Rob, I don't know if you know this or not, there wasn't one person kicked off the tour this year. Zero boots.
Zero boots?
Zero boots.
Wow.
Zero boots.
Oh, that's good then.
Well, I think that has to do with how we went to tournament rounds only. How we got rid of CDGA.
Yep.
It's just with outside rounds, there's just too much going on.
Oh yeah, you're completely right on that.
Yeah, it made things a lot easier. It was more straightforward. I think it was less cumbersome. Yeah, from an admin standpoint, I think we ironed out a lot of things with LBK and the player handbook where the transition was much smoother. There's always going to be something.
And there's always room for improvement, without a doubt. So that's why, with the surveys and everything, I think that's a huge benefit, like you've said. So
right, and that's what I'm talking about. So the surveys are essentially, because guys, don't get me wrong, there's already been a handful of guys who have sent us emails, aside from the feedback survey, which is great. Not everybody does that, obviously, and not everybody will do the surveys or the feedback. So the small sample size that we do get, we obviously pay close attention to those. And then, like I said earlier, we meet at the end of the year, we discuss those, see what we could do to make next year even better.
Right.
And I'll tell you,
that's it. But the one big thing I think was great about this year, and I think it's going to get better next year, is Slack, right? I thought that was cool to create that message board community that helped out a lot of people. We still have a lot of people that didn't join it, which I hope that changes next season, because it is very beneficial, as one could imagine, trying to find tee times or just find new guys to play with, or, even just to talk golf. So I think that was a huge bonus this year.
Huge bonus. And there's been a lot of, what was your favorite takeaway? And guys said Slack. So there's been a lot of those responses. Slack is also another opportunity or route that I'm going to do here in the next week, let things kind of settle down. But for guys that, aren't email guys, but are on Slack, basically I'm going to go into Slack and just start firing off questions and picking people's brains and getting the chatter going for next year. I'm sure it's going to be lively. So it's just a great communication platform for us to be able to go in there and do that. Aside from trying to find people to, attest for you or just play with or just talk off. It's definitely going to be beneficial for us for right now. We can go in there and we still have access to those guys. To your point, I think the season, from the player side was awesome too. I think it was much more streamlined. I think things were just a little bit easier to find, especially on our website. Just overall, I think it was just a lot better than last year. And last year was a lot better than the year before. So
yeah, I mean, they're little things that help, and T-sheet was one of them. Guys used it religiously, which was good to see. I also think it helped the guys that didn't know many people, so I thought that was a great ad, and that helped out people. So, I mean, like you said, this year was good. Next year will be better, and we'll just build on it.
Yep. Yeah. Another big one, Rob, is the attester things. It's kind of always been mixed. Even going back to the pods that we used to do. In general, attesters aren't going away. It's just
right.
It's just, I think the integrity of the league would go south if we got rid of attesters. I get it. You guys like to play with your buddies.
There's a lot of things that we're going to work on in the off season, basically.
Yeah, right. Basically. Yeah. I mean, the season overall, I think went really, really, really smooth. Obviously, registration is always crazy. It's super chaotic.
Yep.
So once we get past that part, then it's pretty easy going. But even during the course of the year, there's things that come up and, things that happen that we have to respond to. Overall, I think it really went swell.
Yep. Shout out to whoever, since they're anonymous, whoever said in their comments that they liked my encore snacks. I appreciate that one.
I saw that. That was their favorite takeaway, was Rob.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Rob's encore snack.
I think it's Jeff or Hooks, or those are the two I thought about.
Yeah. Why do you call it? You know his last name is Hook, right? Well, his last name's Hooker, but we call him Hook.
I thought you guys call him Hooks. That's why I'm pretty sure, but I get that.
Yeah. All right. No. Well, last couple of times you've decided to make it plural, as in there was more than one hook. So Hooks. And I'm like, maybe he thinks we call him Hooks because he like duck hooks it. Or I don't know why.
I know his last name is Hook, but I'm pretty sure every time been around him, someone say, "Hey, Hooks." That's the only reason why I say it.
I like Hooks. So
if I'm offending you, Hook, I apologize.
You might be offended, Hooks.
Yeah, right.
I thought it was funny because you said it. A cramp, Rob. You said it last week, and I'm like, I wonder if he knows if it's that we call him Hook, and then. Yeah, again, Hooks. And I'm like, never mind.
Okay.
But, hey, Hook.
I'll make a mental note. I thought we were in the safe tree here, but I apologize.
Yeah, we're in the safe tree. It's all right. But that's a wrap, Rob. And so the idea is we'll slowly start to drop once we solidify and come to an agreement on things that are going to happen as far as changes.
Mm-hmm.
We'll slowly start to feed those to the guys via the podcast. And then also you and I talked about after the new year, something new that we're going to start doing is sending out a quarterly newsletter.
Yeah, no, I like that idea a lot.
Yeah. So the newsletter is going to come out definitely after the new year. We'll have a TBD on that, but yeah, so keep listening to the podcast. We're going to, discuss things in the next couple of weeks. We're probably going to dive a lot deeper into the recap and what things are going to change, in the next coming episodes. This was kind of just a final, send off for the tours, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, once Rob and I have some time to get into the surveys, some time to meet, we'll start breaking it down. We already have a huge list of things that we're considering. So just keep that in mind. But like I said, everything that's going to be coming, we're going to talk simulators.
Yep.
That simulator is probably going to be fired up next time we see each other, which will be next week.
Yep.
I'm itching for some golf, Rob.
Yeah, I'm ready. I want to play too. So
have you played yet since?
I have not, but I leave tomorrow for Geneva National, so I'm pretty pumped. Playing all weekend up there. So Trevino on Saturday and Palmer on Sunday. And then I forgot where we're playing tomorrow as a warm-up tomorrow afternoon.
Trevino, if I remember correctly, Trevino is better, right?
So I personally, my bachelor party was there. My cousin got married there. I personally like Palmer. I'm I like Player a lot. It's an easier course than Player. I enjoyed Player a lot. Trevino, I don't think I've ever played Palmer. I've definitely played Trevino and Player. But I like Player a lot for sure.
Is Player the one where you're coming back towards the lake on like 15, 16? There's a par 3 longer par 3, but it's basically you're looking at the lake.
I'm pretty sure Palmer's on the lake.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I thought, it's been a few years since I played there. So, but I'm pretty sure Palmer was going back on the lake. But Trevino, I'm not too thrilled about Trevino, but like I said, I'm just excited to get out there and play, to be honest with you. I did, shout out to Hook. I did order some hand warmers to bring up there with me. So
that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Maybe, never mind. I'll save the jokes. We're going to jump right into the top 3 wrap. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
It's off season, babe.
Okay.
From based on your season this year, what are the top 3 things you're going to work on this off season?
We're getting to that already. I fucking did it again. I switched clubs in the middle of the season, fucked myself over. So wow. I'm sticking with my clubs that I have in the bag right now. And that's all I'm doing. I need to work on that just to get those dialed in. I do want to switch out some wedges and get maybe fitted for them, because I just want to be able to not always have to, do a bumper run or anything like that. So I think the next thing is just to go up to 70 and get fitted for the wedges and do the right thing. And then that's about it. I don't think I need anything else new, but more of just the full wedge shots I want to work on, and just, making sure the irons that I'm playing I know the yardage, right? Because that's where I kind of got screwed up a little bit, but that's about nothing too crazy. We'll see how it goes in the simulator. And, put the work in there and, definitely do it once a week for this off season just to see. But definitely the wedges are a must, because I think with the bounce and everything like that, I'm kind of screwing myself over. So I just want to, sit there and see what I should be doing.
Yeah. We'll get an update on the whole club switcheroo situation in the spring, see if that happens. Don't you think that has something to do with your like distance control switching?
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Without a doubt. Like going from the 699s to the 639s, going back to the 699s, like it was dumb. I was stupid to do it. I just liked how the 639s looked in the bag. Very, very vain. Just a dumb thing to do. And the 699s are easily the better club to hit for me and how I play with my swing. So it was definitely dumb to try to just do that. They kind of screwed me up in the middle of the season. So I want to stick with what I got and, go from there.
Well, at least you have a plan in place.
A little one. Yeah. How about you?
I'm going to say number 3 is getting a better feel. The feel was good before I stopped playing, but the 07 putter, I just need reps with it. When I was playing a lot and putting with it, I putted well. When I didn't play and it was just inconsistent, I was just okay with it. So I got to get the flat stick down, although it's still fairly new. So I would say the putter. Number 2 is the driver wrap. The driver has killed me the last 2 years. It's absolutely killed me. So I might go get fitted for that.
Okay.
But yeah, I got to figure that out bad. And then number 1, I would say, is getting healthy. And that's, whether that's doing bands or the yoga ball that I'm currently doing with the back situation.
Sure.
I would say just staying somewhat, nimble throughout the winter.
That's a great point.
So that, come springtime, it's not, it doesn't take you 2 months to get into golf shape.
Sure. Yeah.
Plus I'm kind of already packing on the pounds early in the hibernation season, which isn't great.
Get that beard going and let that,
yeah. So definitely that's my number 1 concern right now. I'd like to get back to how I was hitting the ball years ago when I was like 15 pounds lighter, which was more of just, a natural draw instead of this whole cut thing, because I can't get through the ball because my hips and my belly. So that's the plan. We're going to see what happens. But those are the top three things I'd like to get after this winter. Obviously, I'd like to be out here more and do some work and dial in, like you said, wedges, irons, kind of polish those up, and then, get ready for the spring.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great plan.
Yeah. All right, Rob. Well, next week we're probably going to be together, which is going to be awesome. That should bring some laughs. But until next time, Rob, we'll see you in the fairway.
See you in the fairway, Tom.
See you, buddy.